Hello everybody. Today's Spotlight product is the best-selling 511 Taclite Pro pant. And to talk about the Taclite Pro pant, I've got one of the product inventors, our president, Francisco Morales. Francisco, when did the Taclite Pro come out, and what was the genesis or the concept behind this pant?
Thank you, Tom. So, around 2006, we started working. We have been receiving feedback that people wanted a pant that was lighter, meaning they wanted something for hotter climates. But we were really concerned because we can see the use and abuse that they do to the original tactical pant, and we knew that that could be a challenge. Once you make a fabric lighter, you have the possibility of having a weaker pant. So we felt that, before we started working on the design of the pant, the trick here was, can we make a very innovative fabric? So we went all the way back to the fibers. And
let me just stop you there. So to recap, the original 511 pant, now the original 511 tactical pant, the fabric there, it's all cotton?
It's 100% cotton. It's an 8-ounce canvas, and even that canvas we, through the years, have improved it. Right. But it's 100% cotton.
Right. And why does cotton fade?
Cotton fades because the dye stuff gets into the fiber, and eventually the chemical bond between that dye stuff and the cotton is not as strong as it can be with polyester.
Right. And so ultimately when it fades, you're seeing the cotton color.
You're seeing the cotton color.
Yeah, not the dye.
Right.
Excellent. So then tell us about the Taclite Pro. So we're now in the 2006 time frame.
We're in 2006 time frame, and we start experimenting. So we start taking different weaves. We started with the canvas. Then we decided, okay, let's try the ripstop. The appearance of the ripstop was too aggressive. The pant, didn't look professional. But if we made it less professional, it was weaker. So that made us, again, go back all the way to the fiber. So we met with different fiber suppliers and came up with a polyester. Not all polyesters are created equal. The government requires you that certain chemistries called polyester. But there are thousands and thousands and thousands of types of polyester. So we decided on one that had a very high strength to weight ratio. So then you go from there and you blend it with a long staple fiber cotton. In a fabric like this, there are yarns that come this way and there are yarns that go this way, and they get interlaced. When these yarns get interlaced, you have to create the right balance, because a fabric that has too many yarns per inch will wrinkle a lot, and a pant that doesn't have enough yarns per inch will not be strong enough.
Right.
So this went for a while. We tested different weaves, and we got to what we think is the optimal level of yarns per square inch, and the right weave as far as the ripstop. So we made a fabric that was really strong, but now the color was left behind. You couldn't keep up to the strength of this new fabric. So again, we went to the dye stuff suppliers, and we picked. There's a supplier that is really strong in making dye stuff for cotton. There's a supplier that is really strong in making dye stuff for polyester. They are two different chemicals. So we worked with the two of them. We put them together, and then it became the trial process. So what makes this dyeing process a little bit different than the rest is that normally you take the fabrics, you add the dye stuff, the fabric passes through a bath, the dye comes in, there's a chemical reaction.
Right.
And you have the fabric is dyed.
Sure.
What we do here is we take that chemical process and we assist it with a physical process. So we take that same solution and we put it under pressure on the fabric.
Right.
Once we do that, then we have to take it out of the bath and take the excess dyes off, because otherwise you will have, in the weave, in the little areas that the weave has, you will have extra dye stuff and it will stay in your hand. So we take that, remove it, and then we heat seal everything with a stain-resistant finish that we put on top. And that's the final touch on what I think is the best fabric in the market.
Right, and that's proprietary to 511 Tactical. Nobody else does that, and that also gets to the consistency of color, does it not?
That is correct. There are fabrics out there that look similar, but once you wash them around 25 times and you wear them, you will see the difference. They are not. It's a very difficult fabric. In fact, we only make this fabric in 1 mil. We don't make this fabric in 3 mils or 4 mils, and the reason being is that it takes a special equipment and it takes a special process. Some people have asked me, well, why don't you go ahead and patent the fabric? The problem is that when you patent, you have to disclose exactly what you're doing.
Sure. Then everybody can see what you're doing and make it just a little bit different, but use similar technology.
Exactly. No different than Coke. You go to a supermarket and you can buy, cola, but Coke is still Coke.
That's it.
And that's the same thing with this fabric, and will continue to be for years. And, we always continue to look for ways to take it to the next level because there are new equipments and new technologies without changing the appearance and feel.
So just to summarize on the fabric, it's lighter weight, and using our proprietary technique, we can really lock in the color. We're maniacs about getting the color very consistent. So when you look at our colors lined up, say in a pant cube versus the competition, our color is going to be more consistent, and it's going to stay that way. So now let's talk about construction and fit. How do we put these together, and why is our construction better than all the knockoff tactical pants out there?
The next thing that makes this pant very unique is the fit. This pant was created, was born in Yosemite as a climbing pant. And then through the years, as you start using the pant, different people with different body shapes start trying the pant. And you start making adjustments to figure out, okay, how do you fit everybody? Nowadays, we carry up to a size 60 on this pant, and we can fit pretty much, a wide range of people. So the fit on this pant is superior to anything out there, and to me is the fact that, it's taking time. Can people copy that? You can try. There are things that once you sew the pant on disappear. There are curves in the pattern that once we sew it, that actually becomes more of a three-dimensional effect on the pant versus, a flat pattern piece. So there are some proprietary fit elements that we have developed through the years that are built in this pant, and are those things that, when you buy the pant, you say, wow, this is a great pant. It's my favorite pant. The next thing that makes this pant very unique is the construction. Similar to the fit.
Right.
We were getting pants from the field. We were asked people, hey, can you send our 10-year pants back, 5 years pants back? And we start looking, okay, where do things are wearing? What do we need to do to reinforce the pant? So, the normal thing is that everywhere that you have a pocket, you put bar tacks, and you see a cross like this, there are actually two bar tacks. There is one that came this way, and one that comes that way. And it is a reinforcement. You have one here, and you will see that most stress points in the pant either have one or have a cross. When you have a cross, that's two bar tacks.
Talk about our gusset and how that's designed.
So you can make a pant. I have seen amounts of pants out there that look like they perform. They they have a gasset. They should work. But it is actually quite tricky to get. It's the shape of the gasset that makes the very, very, very difference on whether the gasset works or not. Right. The first thing that you can do to see if a pen is really functional or not is you want to take them and you want to make sure that you can do a straight line. That's the first indication that a gasset works.
Well, what happens here? Yeah, so can't quite do that.
Well, what will happen there?
You get close, but there, you can see there's tension. You got to pull on it.
You have an angle here, and I'm not doing anything. I'm just holding the pant.
It just hangs naturally.
Yeah, it just hangs naturally.
This does not. Yeah.
Then you will have to put tension there, and then it doesn't seem like much, but when you rate wearers, the more resistance the garment gives you, the slower you are. And it doesn't seem like much, but if you're wearing this all day, and the pen is giving you more and more resistance, you're going to have more fatigue. Then, what makes this pen also very unique is that we were going after the easy care properties. So the fabric was easy care. We had engineered the fabric so you could wash it, bring it out of the dryer, and the pen will be perfect. Highly fade resistant, very strong. But then you start having problem areas. Once we've taken the pens on the field, pants have been washed 100 times, you start seeing pockets that are coming out of the dryer and flipping. So we started changing our reinforcement. There's a reinforcement that goes inside this fabric that actually can take the use and abuse that our customers put to these. Right. So when the pen comes out of the dryer, the pen is the flaps, the belt loops.
They're not going to curl up.
They're not going to curl up. Even this little pocket here, you can see how stiff.
And what makes that stiff? What's underneath it?
There is a reinforcement. It's actually there's a fabric. There's a fabric inside the fabric. If you think about it, if you're not looking for a long-term business, you won't see that until like 40 washes. That's when you start saying, okay, what pen? What this pen really starts highlighting how good it is after you've taken
Sure.
the extra miles.
So if you're going to build a fashion pant, you don't worry about all this
No,
stuff,
no,
because
no,
people
no.
aren't going to wear it and wash it 40 times. But this is really built to be a piece of equipment.
Yeah.
This is gear. This is something you can wear as a uniform. Wear it every day, every other day. It's not going to let you down.
Exactly, and all the components in this pant, I can tell you, we have continued through the years to improve. Even the elastic that goes here, because that's something else. You know, you put it. This is elastic that you
Right.
can go and put wash, dry, wash, dry, wash, dry. The packaging material, you know, when you see our package, you know, they're nice and clean. They're reinforced. These are all features that have been improved
Right.
through field testing. You know, pants come back, they have something wrong, we go and adjust it and make it better. So we're really fortunate to have had that history, because to your point, in fashion, you don't
Doesn't
get
matter.
Well, yeah, and you will never get to learn
Right.
that, because you know you made one pant and you moved on. And here,
Sure.
you know, we're always looking, okay, how to take the pant to
Right.
the next level, how to take
Right.
it to the next level.
Yeah, so just to summarize then, we've got the proprietary fabric. We're the only people who use that fabric. Much more expensive given the nature of the polyester fibers, the way they're woven, the way we use pressure to push the dye in there so it stays that way, the construction, all the little details, more stitches per inch, more bar tacks, that all comes together in how it fits and feels, and the easy care to where
Yeah.
you can wash it and wear it every day.
Exactly. That is what makes this pant very unique, and to no surprise, is the best-selling pant. You know, people that use this pant on an everyday basis, you can switch them to something else.
Right. That's good. Francisco, thank you.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
Thank you all.